Greetings from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan, and it is time once again for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. And it is a big week this week because of one album in particular, but we'll get to that here in just a moment. First up, though, there was an announcement yesterday about a brand new album from Greta Van Fleet. Now, you may have heard of these guys, originally from Michigan, and this will be their third album. Again, just announced. This one is going to be called Starcatcher, and it's due for release on July 21st. Now, we don't have any news as far as the vinyl variations, whether there will be an indie exclusive or not, but the band's website does show some cover art and what looks to be a clear type of album. We'll give you more information on the variants of this as we get a little closer to the release date. According to the website consequenceofsound.net, they did a story on the announcement yesterday. The album was recorded in Nashville by the band and Grammy-winning producer Dave Cobb, who has worked with Brandi Carlile and Jason Isbell. So the band has introduced this new project alongside its new lead single called Meeting the Master, which they have dubbed a dark comedy an exotic spiritual journey about an esoteric world heated by the word of a wise teacher. Interpret what you will from that description. So check the video out when you get a chance, but we'll keep you up to date as far as the release itself, whether it'll be on different colored vinyl, and other information that we get as this gets closer to the July 21st release date of Greta Van Fleet's newest album called Starcatcher. But now, though, on to the new releases for Friday, April 14th, 2023. And unless your head's been under a rock somewhere, you know that Metallica's brand new album, 72 Seasons, is due on this date. There are two vinyl variations of this, a black vinyl version and an indie exclusive version, which appears to be on purple-ish vinyl. Both of these are double LPs. Now, this is Metallica's 12th studio album, and it's on the band's own Blackened Recordings label. It clocks in at a little over 77 minutes and has 12 tracks, and it's the band's first full-length collection of new material since 2016's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So again, two different vinyl variations of Metallica's brand new 72 Seasons, a double LP black vinyl, listing for about $37, and that indie exclusive colored vinyl version, also listing for about $37. Now, according to one of our distributors, this is being labeled as an allocated release, just the indie exclusive version, by the way. That means that it may not have the numbers showing up that we had asked for, and other stores might experience the same thing. We are being told, though, that there should be plenty of black vinyl versions out there. So if you're looking for just the music and you don't care about the vinyl color, that may be the way to go. But otherwise, we'll do what we can to get a hold of the indie exclusives, and I'm sure your local record store will do the same. Other new releases for the 14th include this brand new stuff from Natalie Merchant. This is called Keep Your Courage. It is the 9th studio album by singer-songwriter and former front artist of 10,000 Maniacs, and her first work since 2014. So Keep Your Courage by Natalie Merchant looks to be on black vinyl. It is a double LP, listing for about $35. Something new from the Chicago group, the Fruit Bats. This is called A River Running to Your Heart. This is the band's 10th full-length release. Looks like there are two vinyl versions of this available to stores like ours, first being a black vinyl version listing for about $23, and an indie exclusive blue and cream colored vinyl version, that one also listing for about $23. Switching up the genre just a little bit, here's something brand new from Hank III, that is Hank Williams Jr., if I'm getting that right. This is called Damn Right Rebel, Rebel Proud. This is the 4th studio album released by Hank Williams III, and our description says the multi-instrumentalist is known for his unique combination of country music, punk rock, and heavy metal. So if you are a fan of Hank III's stuff, check this one out. Damn Right Rebel, Rebel Proud on blue vinyl. I believe that there is a black vinyl version of this as well, each listing for about $35. And from the I Bet You Didn't See This Coming file, here is something brand new from Anne Margaret. Yes, that Anne Margaret. It's called Born to Be Wild. Our description says that this is on a limited edition Coke bottle green colored vinyl pressing. And it's the description goes on to say it's one of the year's most anticipated albums. That's next to Metallica, of course. The full release from stage and screen icon, the lovely Anne Margaret. So this album proudly presents all new recordings of her singing pop and rock standards in her own ineffable, entrancing singing voice. The project pairs her with several stellar guest artists, including The Who's Pete Townsend, Aerosmith's Joe Perry, the Oak Ridge Boys, Pat Boone, and country legends Mickey Gilley and T.G. Shepherd. You'll also see stuff on here from Stax guitarist Steve Cropper, Robin Ford, and many, many more. So Anne Margaret's Born to Be Wild, brand new stuff on Coke bottle green colored vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $28. On the reissue front for April 14th, we've got a couple versions of David Bowie's Aladdin Sane. First up is the vinyl pressing of a 2013 remaster of the album. That was originally released in 1973. So this 50th anniversary edition is cut from a half-speed master, so the audio quality should be very, very good on this one. The black vinyl version of the Aladdin Sane vinyl pressing reissue listing for about $25. And there is also a 50th anniversary picture disc edition of this as well. Still that same 2013 remaster, but the picture disc also coming in at a list price of about $25. Next up is a whole slew of music on vinyl reissues, so it's anyone's guess whether or not these will show up on time for the release date, but let's give it a shot anyway. Here we've got Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich by Warrant. This one I know was originally due to be released a month or two ago. Not sure what happened. That just kind of disappeared from our ordering shelves, but now it's back. And so we'll put a bunch of these on order because I've got a bunch of pre-orders for it. So we'll see if we can get them this time around. This time on crystal clear vinyl, limited edition 180 gram. This one listing a little bit heavy at $43, but it is a limited edition of 3,000 individually numbered copies. Also due from Music on Vinyl is this one from Raven, Stay Hard. Looks to be on yellow colored vinyl, and this is a limited edition of 750 individually numbered copies, so this could be a tough get as well. That listing also for about $43. Next up is Riot and the Fire Down Under. Limited edition 180 gram translucent red colored vinyl, also limited to 750 copies, each of those individually numbered as well. This one listing also for $43. Going back a bit from the heavy metal and into the harder rock, here's a reissue of Climbing by the band Mountain. Limited edition, and by limited, 1,500 individually numbered copies on flaming orange colored vinyl. This one listing for about $45. And again, prices are a little high, but Music on Vinyl is a very quality label, again, when we can get them in stock. And finally, also due from Music on Vinyl is Secret Treaties from Blue Oyster Cult on purple colored vinyl. This one is a limited edition of 1,500 individually numbered copies as well. This also listing for about $43. So again, if you're a fan of the Music on Vinyl reissues, our store as well as others, I'm sure will do what they can to get those in stock when they do make it out. Here's a cool one for you psych rock fans, a compilation. It's the 13 best of the 13th floor elevators. This is a brand new 2023 collection assembled from the psych rock icons. So this compilation also includes written sleeve notes and full track-by-track information by Elevators archivist and historian Paul Drummond. So the 13 best of the 13th floor elevators on red vinyl, and I believe there is a black vinyl version of this as well, listing for about $36. Here's one called Garfield from the artist Adam Green. Garfield is the debut album from Adam Green of the New York anti-folk group The Moldy Peaches and was originally released in 2002. We have a black vinyl version of this, looks like that's listing for about $35, and a blue vinyl version as well, that one also listing for $35. Finally, another anniversary reissue, but this one in box set form. This is Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots from the Flaming Lips. Originally released in 2002, this is the band's best-selling album, according to our description. So this 20th anniversary deluxe edition is a 5 LP box set and includes the original album, B-sides, demos, radio sessions, and other assorted rarities. So there's a total of 56 tracks in all in the box set, and it contains over 30 previously unreleased tracks. So the Flaming Lips 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition of Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots, listing for about $100. But again, that is a 5 LP box set. Next up is a set of reissues from the Punk Legends, the UK subs. First up is Another Kind of Blues, their debut album, coming on 140 gram black vinyl. That one listing for about $31. We can also look forward to Brand New Age, also on black vinyl, that one listing for $31. And Diminished Responsibility, also on 140 gram black vinyl, that one listing for $31. Rounding up, though, is a live album. This is called Crash Course. This one was originally released in 1980, and it will list for about $31. By the way, all 4 of these reissues are coming from the Demon Edsel label. There's one more reissue, by the way, from the UK subs, this one coming from Cleopatra Records, and it's the Music Machine London, recorded in 1980. That is coming on either a blue or red vinyl variation, and each of them will list for about $28. Here's another big anniversary box set, this one coming from the band Wishbone Ash and their album Argus. This is a great album, by the way, but holy cow, this big box set looks a little intimidating. So this 50th anniversary edition is entitled 1972 through 2022, and the box set contains 3 CDs, 2 LPs, a DVD, a 7-inch, and a 48-page booklet. So all of that in this big box set looks like it's going to be listing for about $190. Next up is another expanded box set. This one, though, is a soundtrack to the film 8 Mile, and it's music from and inspired by the motion picture 8 Mile. Along with several tracks by Eminem himself, the album also features hard-hitting tracks from Jay-Z, Macy Gray, and more. So again, this is a 4 LP set on black vinyl of music inspired by the motion picture 8 Mile, clocking in at a list price of about $100. Here is an interesting compilation due for release on the 14th, coming from Deadline Music and Cleopatra Records. It's called Harder and Heavier, 60s British Invasion Goes Metal. Our description says, get ready to hear the classics of the 60s British invasion rock like you've never heard them before, performed by an all-star lineup of metal superstars. Includes performances by members of AC/DC, Twisted Sister, Marilyn Manson, Motorhead, Quiet Riot, Rainbow, King's X, Whitesnake, and lots more. Features supercharged versions of hits originally done by the Rolling Stones, the Kinks, the Beatles, the Spencer Davis Group, the Troggs, and lots of other cool stuff. So this is a single LP on red and blue colored vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $28. And wrapping up our look at the week of the 14th, we've got a couple of live albums. First up is Dance Fever, live at Madison Square Garden by Florence and the Machine. This double LP comes from a pair of sold-out shows from September of 2022. On black vinyl, it lists a little heavy, coming in at a list price of about $51. A triple LP from Joe Bonamassa, this is Tales of Time, and it is a live performance of Bonamassa's last studio album, Time Clocks. This one was recorded in August of 2022 at the iconic Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. So the triple LP live Joe Bonamassa, Tales of Time, coming in at a list price of about $40. And finally, here is a classic live performance from Neil Young. It's called Somewhere Under the Rainbow, 1973. And our description says that Neil Young and the Santa Monica Flyers played London's Rainbow Theatre on November 5th of 1973, with the first half of the concert dedicated to Neil Young's masterpiece album, Tonight's the Night. So Somewhere Under the Rainbow, 1973 live stuff from Neil Young, listing for about $40. And finally today, we're wrapping up with something that I've never heard of before, but hang on with me on this one. This is from an artist called Ducks, and the album is High Flyin'. According to our description, this is the first official release by the Ducks, which was a short-lived group that featured Neil Young in 1977. So the Ducks featured Neil Young on guitar and harmonica and vocals, and Bob Mosley on bass and vocals. Now, Mosley was an original member of the Bay Area band Moby Grape. So this band played several shows in Santa Cruz, California, and at other California venues during 2 months in 1977. And this 3 LP, 2 CD, 25-track live album features highlights from those shows. Our description goes on to say that the set lists were very democratic, with each member of the band taking the lead in turn. So there are 5 Neil Young songs which are showcased, including rocking versions of Mr. Soul and renditions of Are You Ready for the Country, Little Wing, and Sail Away. So the Ducks, High Flyin', triple LP on black vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $50. And that is a not-so-quick look at some of the highlights of new releases due on April 14th, 2023. If you're local and you'd see something you'd like us to pre-order, contact us here at the store and we'll take care of you. Not local, head over to our website at RadioWastelandRecords.com. And while you're there, you can look at the full list of all the releases due for that day. So until next week, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland. Thanks a lot for being here. Who has worked with Brandi Carlile and Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. Now, over sessions, this is worded so poorly. Who wrote this? And according to guitarist Jake Kiska, he described in a statement, oh God, this was written by a moron.